Hey everyone, it's been a while. I know a lot of you have been looking for, I don't know, I think I'm lying to myself. You're looking forward to one of my new videos. It's been a while since I posted, but there's not a lot of going on with Last Cloudia, honestly. It's literally the same thing that's always been. We have reruns of the same characters and a few other characters that kind of caught me off guard, especially Now and Sylvia. Like, kind of threw me off. Now the question is, should you roll for these characters? And honestly, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't care if you roll for them or not. It really is preference at this point of if you should roll on any of them. I honestly do not like the way one of them is designed, and you kind of already have an idea of which one. I kind of hate the one that's been designed as it is, and it's Sylvia. Sylvia is an okay-ish looking design, not rework, but yeah, well, we could say rework in a sense of like she's an awakened character, but rework is basically on her original form and not really of a new form. So why don't I like her? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and show you, and you should already have an idea of what I don't like about her. This character is just going to be more catering towards a certain type of audience, just with Now, but Now is not too bad. As you can see, her kit looks okay, but this is just, I think it's good and bad. Okay, tornado up in the air, and I get it. And then this looks okay, and this looks okay. All right, I think her third skill kind of bugs me the most because the first one looks, oh yeah, crazy, awesome, okay? The second skill, oh, okay, that's crazy and awesome. And then this one is kind of like, meh, because usually the third skill is the best, but the first one looks better than the third, and so the second looking better than the third, and the third one kind of just like meh. Then when we talk about her ultimate looking form, it's okay. I mean, it's not like, it's a 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, it's okay. It's alright. It being okay for what it is, okay? I'm more of a Now person because I do like her design. It's kind of the same, honestly. There's not really much of a difference besides more different abilities and traits and things like that. That's all for her. So let's go ahead and dive into what we'll be seeing here. This takes so long to get. I didn't even click on it. I did, but I feel like I didn't. So as you can tell, you're probably wondering, should you pick up this character? Yes. No, well, it really depends on if you really need this character, to be honest. They're not really too fancy about these kind of characters besides what we're seeing in front of us when it comes down to her character design and just the design overall. When skill and Spirited Beach. When skill and special attacking, use a unit intel and enemy MND to determine damage, and when equipped with one weapon, skill damage of 30% and damaging cap of 50,000. When using skill, uses 4% of MP to summon the heroic spirit in an attack, and when MP is low, narrow attacks without summoning. So a lot of this is just basically summoning when you're using skills, and she pops off these original characters, their first forms, and they go and fight for her while also fighting alongside with her. And what I mean by that is that she's a ranged attacker, so she's not really close in combat. She shoots water out of her umbrella, and the character that comes out of her skills are based off of what ability that you use, in which we do see here, as you can tell, she is an ice unit, but the characters themselves that she summons are based off of elements, which is really good and very powerful, by the way. So if you ever use this in PvP, and let's say these guys have a versatile mix of characters that are basically attributes of being dark, light, or whatever, earth, ice, fire, it doesn't matter, because she's going to be hitting with these different elements. So each character is going to get hit with something that's going to be their weakness, which is very good, and this is why I rolled for her. I kind of rolled pretty much for everybody. Even one of the new support units I actually grabbed, because one of my friends was like, oh, you got all those crystals, well, why don't you just use them? And you know what, I did, and I used it for her and her. Now I'm saving these crystals because I feel like a collab is coming in here soon. They're really trying to force a lot of these new characters that they just made for the summertime, and summer's kind of ending here soon, and I feel like a collab's coming pretty damn quickly here. I'm gonna say after this whole summer is over with these events that we're having right now, I think a collab's coming after this. And I could be wrong, but I'm feeling something. Like, these are a lot of stuff that are throwing at us all at once to really make us roll and waste our crystals so we can repurchase more crystals to go into something that they have in store for us ahead. Because we've been seeing a lot of these rerun banners, so they're kind of, you know, pushing for more of the general area. Hey, get this unit, come on. I feel like they're bait banners. For new players, you could roll for whatever you want. Honestly, all these banners are pretty damn good. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Anyways, apart from my ranting and everything, yeah, she's a good overall character. She has great traits on her, with her just traits overall. Yeah, she pretty much like debuffs and boosts damage and gives magic damage and blah blah blah. Okay, so she's just a great character. So anyways, she has Giga High Drain that reduces defense, as you can tell here, and then reduces MND, and we have Height Weakness, Giga Amplified. All enemies have a boosted chance to Fate effect. You know, overall, this character is just one of a kind. Honestly, it's a great character. So if you ever decide that, hey, I want to pick up a character from what we have here, well, she's a great character to pick up for a new player. Honestly, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't want to touch her. She is like a DPS slash debuffer. So if you want something like that, this is your character. Now, if you, let's say you're not really particularly fond of that character and you're more into Sylvia, okay? Well, here she is. All right, I think she's okay. I don't feel like she's going to be the best. I mean, her traits are very good. 2 weapons equipped with skill and special damage by 50% and damage cap by 15,000, and 2 swords equipped boost skill count. Skill 1 2+, skill 2 4+, and skill 3 6+. When using a special, using 10% for max MP to boost special damage. And so here's the problem, okay, that I have with this. This sounds really good on paper. Now, new players and players are idle, not really idle, you know what I'm saying, but idle play. Unfortunately, it's not going to be something you want to really pick up. And just because of, if you're like me and you hit auto run, she's not going to benefit from the trait. Now, if you're like one of the many, I would say many, I'm not sure how many people actually play the game and actually use their buttons. I think there's a few of them that do, especially when they're doing runs or multiplayer. I don't even know about multiplayer, but they could be multiplayer or just doing a speed run where they just show off the character and they obviously play the game. If you're just idling and you're auto running or idling to farm, things like that, you gotta play the game in order for this to work. Jade Beach Bell gives a physical attack on anti-stone and machine dragon types effect, and when using a skill, combo hits 100+ on a target, giving the Jade Beach Bell buff for 10 seconds, and Jade Beach Bell buff activates strength by 50%, SAT recovery speed by 50. This sounds good. Again, it sounds good, but you're gonna have to hit 100 times for this to work. So if you auto this game, and let's say you're not playing, you're not gonna benefit from this trait. So this makes it where it's, you know, kind of iffy, you know, for anybody that wants to pick up this character. I think this character sounds good on paper, but only if you actually play the game, which is not necessarily bad. I think this actually should encourage people to play the game and actually use these traits, because most people, they're not playing the game. Especially, I find it kind of useless. I think she's going to be really bad in PvP, and here's the main reason why. Not PvP, sorry, GVG, and if I understand this correctly, I haven't really been in a GVG so far, but only reading about it, it's an idol. So she's not gonna benefit very good out of an idol situation if you're not playing her. So, which is really bad, honestly. I feel bad. I feel like GVG should have been on board with you actually playing the game and actually fighting other people in a real-time event. Anyways, skills and equipment. She has God Heal. She's all about damage, max health on top of it. She's most definitely a damage type of character that we have going on here. She's all about damage. All right, she is purely damage, and you already can tell by just looking at her traits right here. She's really good. Okay, but again, only if you play the game. So I wouldn't recommend anybody that gets this character. Now, people are gonna roll this character regardless. I mean, especially if they're just collecting characters just to collect them. She is basically one of the few characters I can recommend. I wouldn't recommend. Sorry, I wouldn't recommend. But that's just my opinion, and everyone's got a choice. They either look elsewhere or they roll just because, hey, listen, I like her design, like her as a character, and overall, she's fantastic. Anyways, that's all for me today. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your day, guys, today, and have a good one.